this I see? My dear friend, Ivan Vasilievich, I'm so glad to see you, but this is a surprise. How are you?
Thank you, and how are you?
Oh, so. Please, sit down. It isn't right to forget one's neighbors, but tell me, why all this ceremony? Dress clothes, white gloves and all, and are you on your way to some engagement, my good fellow?
No, I have no engagement, except with you, Stepan Stepanovich.
But why in evening clothes, my dear friend? This is not New Year's.
See, my friend, it's simply that, well, I come here today to ask for your help. Now, it isn't the first time I've had the honor of turning to you for assistance, and you have always, that is, oh, I beg your pardon, I'll take a drink of water first.
He's come to borrow money. I won't give him any. What is it then, dear Lomov?
You see, it's simply that, well, Stepanovich, Dearvich, what I mean to say is, you're the only one that can help me, though I don't deserve it, and I have no right whatsoever to make this
don't beat about the bush, my dear fellow. Tell me.
Immediately. In on. Here it is, then. I've come here today to ask for the hand of your daughter, Natalia Stepanovna.
Angel, Ivan Vasilievich, say that once again. I didn't quite hear it.
I have the honor to beg.
Oh, my dear man! I'm so happy that everything is so... everything. Oh, I wanted this to happen for so long. It's been my dearest wish, and I've always loved you, my dear man. Oh, as my own son. Oh, may God give you his blessings and his grace, and why am I standing here like a blockhead? I'm completely dumbfounded with pleasure. Completely dumbfounded. My whole being. I'll call Natalia.
Dear Stepan Stepanovich, what do you think? May I hope for Natalia Stepanovna's acceptance?
Really? A fine boy like you, and you think she won't accept on the minute? Love sick as a cat and all that?
How fearfully cold it is. My whole body is trembling as though I were going to take my examination. But the chief thing is to settle matters. If a person meditates, or hesitates, or talks about it, waits for an ideal or true love, he never gets it. Natalia's an excellent housekeeper. Not at all bad looking. Well educated. What more could I ask? Fearfully cold it is. And not to marry. Now that won't do. In the first place, I'm 35. A critical age, you could say. In the second place, I've got a weak heart. Continual palpitation. I'm always getting excited. My lips begin to tremble and, oh, but worst of all is sleep! Oh, I hardly lie down before there's a tugging in my side and a hammering in my shoulder. Oh, jump up like a madman. I walk around a little bit. Then I lie down again. But there's a hammering in my temples, and I jump up, and oh, so it is all night long!
Oh, it's you. Papa said to go, and there's a dealer who's come to buy something. Good afternoon, Ivan Vasilievich.
Good day, my dear Natalia Stepanovna.
Oh, you must pardon me for wearing this apron and my little dress for working today. Why did you come to see us off? You've not been here for so long. Sit, won't you have something to eat?
Thank you, I just had lunch.
Then have a smoke. Geez, beautiful, and only yesterday it rained so hard the workman couldn't do a stroke of work. How many bricks have you cut? Oh, think of it, I was so anxious I had the whole field mowed, and now I'm sorry I did it because I'm afraid the hay will rot. But what's this? You're in evening clothes, the latest cut. Are you on your way to a ball? And you seem to be looking better too, really. Why are you dressed up so gorgeously?
You see, Natalia Stepanovna, it's simply that I've come here to ask you to listen to me. Of course, you'll be surprised, and it'll be a shock, but fearfully cold it is.
What is it? Well?
I'll try to be brief, my dear Natalia Stepanovna. As you know, for many years, since my childhood, I've had the pleasure to know your family, indeed my aunt and her husband, from whom, as you know, I inherited the estate, had the greatest respect for your father and your poor mother. Indeed, the Lomovs and Chubukovs have been, for decades, on the friendliest, indeed the closest of terms. And as you know, my property adjoins your own, if you'll be so good as to remember. My meadows touch your birchwood.
Pardon the interruption. You said my meadows, but are they yours?
Yes, they belong to me.
Oh, nonsense. The meadows belong to us, not to you.
No, now my dear Natalia Stepanovna.
Well, that's certainly news to me. How do they belong to you?
How? How? I'm speaking of the meadows lying between your birchwood and my brick earth.
Yes, exactly. They belong to us.
No, you are mistaken, my dear Natalia Stepanovna. They belong to me.
Try to remember exactly, Ivan Vasilievich. Is it so long ago that you inherited them?
Long ago? Long ago? For as long as I can remember, the meadows have always belonged to us.
Well, that's not the truth, and you'll pardon my saying so.
It's all a matter of record, my dear. I'll show
5 acres, and are worth only a few hundred rubles, say 300, but the injustice of the matter is what affects me. Say what you will, I can't bear injustice.
Natalia Stepanovna, I don't need the meadows. I'm only concerned with the principle. If you're so agreeable, accept them as a gift from me.
But I can give them to you because they belong to me. This is very peculiar, Ivan Vasilievich. Until now, we've considered you a good friend and a good neighbor. Only last year we lent you our threshing machine, so we couldn't thresh until November. And you treat us like thieves. You offer to give me my own land. I'm sorry.
According to you, then, I'm a usurper, am I? My dear lady, I've never appropriated other people's property, and I will allow no one to accuse me of such a thing. The meadows belong to me.
Us.
Me!
If you keep on explaining it for 2 days and put on 5 suits of evening clothes, the meadows are still ours, ours, ours. I don't want to take your property, but I refuse to give up what belongs to us.
My dear lady, the meadows belong to me!
Really, you don't need to scream, so if you want to scream and snort and rage, you may do so at home. But here, please keep yourself within the limits of common decency.
My dear lady, if it weren't that I was suffering from a palpitation of the heart and a hammering in the arteries of my temples, I would be dealing with you very differently. The meadows belong to me.
Us!
Me!
What's going on here? What is he yelling about?
Papa, please tell this gentleman to whom the meadows belong, to us or to him.
My dear fellow, the meadows are ours.
Dear Stepan Stepanovich, how do you make that? You at least must be agreeable. Be so good as to listen. Now, the peasants of your grandfather, from whom, as you know, received the meadows from my aunt's grandmother. Now, my aunt's grandmother wished to do them a favor for a time while they were baking bricks for my grandmother.
Trinity, my dear friend, you forget that your grandfather's peasants never paid because there had been a lawsuit over the meadows, and everyone knows that the meadows are ours. You haven't looked at the map.
Now, I'll prove to you that they belong to me.
Don't try to prove it, my dear fellow.
I will!
My dear man, what are you shrieking about? You can't prove anything by yelling, no. I don't ask for anything that belongs to you, nor do I intend to give up anything of my own. Why should I? If it has gone so far, my dear man, that you really intend to claim the meadows, I'd rather give them to the peasants than to you, and I certainly shall.
I can't believe it! By what right can you give away property that doesn't belong to you?
Really, you must allow me to decide what I am to do with my own land. I'm not accustomed, young man, to be addressed in that tone of voice. I, young man, am twice your age, and beg you to address me respectfully.
No, 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 no! You're making fun of me. You call my property yours and then expect me to stand quietly behind, talk to you like a human being? Oh, that isn't the way a good neighbor behaves, Stepan Stepanovich. You are no neighbor. You're no better than a land grabber. That's what you are.
What? What did he say?
Papa, send the reapers into the meadows this minute.
What was that you said, sir?
The meadows belong to us, and I won't give them up. I won't give them up. I won't give them up.
I'll prove in court that they belong to me.
In court? You may sue in court, sir, if you like. Oh, I know you. You were only waiting for an excuse to go to law. You're an intriguer, that's what you are. Your whole family were always looking for quarrels, the whole lot.
Kindly refrain from insulting my family. The entire race of Loma has always been honorable, and has never once been brought to trial, as your dear uncle was.
And the whole Loma family were insane.
Every one of them.
Your grandmother was a dipsomaniac, and the younger Anastasia Mikhailovna ran off with an architect.
And your mother went. Oh, my